I don't know. You'll probably be about as good as I was. That's kind of the way it works, and I was below average. Whoa. So you'll probably ultimately rank somewhere around there, so you'll excel at a lot of things, just not this. I don't want you out here shooting this ball around all day and night, all right?
All right.
Okay? All right, go ahead. Hey. Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right?
All right.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.
What I'm talking about tonight is when we listen to others, it can be the worst thing on the planet. I'm going to tell you why. Just like Will Smith said to his son in the movie, he said to him, you're not going to be any good. You're probably going to be like me. I was average, and it kind of runs in the genes, so you're going to be average. If you watch his body language, head drops down, he just throws the basketball down. His father's words had piercing power, and they pierced his little dream, pierced his little heart, and had fermented in his head just that quick. Just by saying, you won't be any good because I'm not any good. And then when he sees his son's body language, he realizes, he goes to him and says, listen, when you have a dream, you have to protect that dream, even from someone like me. Now that self-admission is big because he's admitting that he has not been what he should have been to this moment. But he's realizing that if I give this to my son, I would be passing on this. And he didn't want to do that. He said, you have to protect your dream, even from someone like me, because people will try to convince you you can't do something because they can't. And as I said earlier, I've heard Jay-Z say that. I've heard a lot of successful people say that other people will try to convince you of things you can't do. So they'll tell you that it's impossible. They'll tell you that that's not the best move. They'll try to give you a ton of information on your life when they're not living your life. And I say this all the time in counseling and in other places. It is so easy to spend someone else's money. It is so easy to try to live somebody else's life because you have no skin in the game. You have no sweat equity, as they call it. So because of that, it is easy for you to tell somebody else, hey, you should go do this. And did you ever think about doing this? And did you ever think about doing that? And they give you all this foolishness. And then if you take it on face value, you can slowly become whatever they're trying to create you to be, whatever they're trying to mold you into. And often it's a lesser version of them. So if they ain't doing crap, you already know where they're trying to put you. And that's why listening to others can be very dangerous, because people have a lot of emotion going on inside them. I know because they sit with me and they share it. And we talk about misery loves company. Oh, does it? People don't want to be miserable alone. So they want to make other people miserable if they can. And they will try to justify it. And the sad part, the very sad part, is you will have people close to you, literally try to hold you in place and then try to destroy you. Now, some it's subconsciously, and some are quite conscious of what they're doing. They don't want to see you get ahead. I'm going to tell you why. They don't want to see you get ahead because then they'll be alone. They don't want to get ahead because then you're proof that they're a failure. They don't want to see you get ahead because then you'll have a new set of individuals around you. Well, check this out. Yeah. If I do me and it causes you to see yourself as a failure, that's not my fault. So I want you who are watching, stop with the day ones. If your day ones are not pushing or breathing life into you and your dreams, and you're doing the same for them. People don't want to be alone. So the reason why they don't want to be alone is simply because they've gotten comfortable with you at the level that you are. And they know that once you go to that next level, they can't go, so they don't want to be alone. So what happens? They want to sabotage your dreams. Thank you, Pamela. I don't know who Michael is, but okay, I'm digging that. I'll be Michael for the night. I guess I don't know if there's a Michael in the chat room, but again, thank you so much for being here, Pamela. But here's the thing, man. And then people don't want to see you get ahead, and it's sad, but this is what it is. But I can honestly tell you that each level that you go to, there are people who cannot go with you. Now, that doesn't mean you won't go back down to other levels to hang out. It just simply means you can't take everyone with you, and you got to be careful of what is going to be poured into you. Understand this. The Bible says there's a power of life and death in the tongue. So true. And what I look at and what I do, when you start spouting off what you can do and what I can do and how I should do it, I look and see, have you done that in your life? Or do you have the receipts to what you're telling me to do? You're not going to use me as no damn no test dummy, no crash test dummy. You're not going to go out here and tell me what to do with my business, my life, my social media, my whatever. So when I fail, you go, okay, I learned the lesson. I can't do it that way. So you go do it a different way. And then don't come back and help me. So guys, it is very important. And nothing that I'm saying is new. I just wanted to make sure I share it with you. Is that stop allowing people who do not deserve the position that they have pour into you when they don't deserve to be there. And I'm talking family, friends, loved ones. I don't care who it is. Because unless you can sit down and they can explain to you what they're trying to offer, leave it alone. I got people around me right now who they think I'm stupid. Worst mistake on the planet. And I sit back and I chill. And every now and then they'll pop up and they want to give some advice. I hear you. But then I look where the advice is coming from. I look what the advice is connected to. And then I figure out what is the motive behind the advice. And when I see that I don't benefit at all, I'm not rude. I just go, thank you, and I keep it pushing. And if they come to me later and say, hey, did you do that what I told you to do? No, thank you. I went in a different direction. Also, some very successful people around you will do some of the same things. Now, hear me out on this. And right now, if any of this is resonating with you, if you have met any of these people in your life, put a 1 in the chat room. If you are dealing with that right now, or you have dealt with that, put a 1 in the chat room. Put a 1 to let me know that you've dealt with some people who you have seen literally try to breathe death into what you're trying to do in whatever way. I'll put my 1 up right now. I'm going to put my 1 finger up because I have seen it. So put a 1 in the chat room to let me know. Also, it lets me know if you're still there. I want to go into something else real quick. Thank you. I see the 1s. Here we go. Thank you, Kim. Here's the other part. And I want you to be mindful of the so-called successful people around you. Be very careful that successful people, thank you, Kim. Thank you, Pam. Be very careful of the successful people who you're leaning on. Excuse me. I feel like I was going to sneeze. I might. Ooh. Be very careful of people that you might be leaning on to get information from, or you think they may give you information, or they give you just enough bread for you to nibble on, but they're not trying to see you eat. Understand what I just said? Be mindful of the people above you who are successful, who give you just a little bit, just enough to nibble on, but they don't want to see you eat. So they may give you some breadcrumbs. They may give you a little game, but it's not game that can actually help you completely. They give you the Band-Aid, but they don't give you the medicine. And they'll be very jovial when they're around you. They'll pat you on their back. They'll tell you how pleased they are with what you're trying to do. And you start thinking, oh my God, they rock with me. Oh my God, yo, my man who does this, or my girl who's up here, yo, she told me this, yo, this. Now be careful. Be careful with what they say. You know why? They may see your potential before you do. And their fear is that if they help you, they're going to lose. If they help you, you're going to surpass them. And don't get it twisted. Some people, no matter how well they're doing, don't want to see no one else on their level because they helped. If the other person shows up and is on their level, they're okay with that. But they are not going to help you. So they'll chuck you just enough, give you just enough game, just enough food, just enough support that you think they're cool with you. Now, let me tell you what you do with this person. And again, another reason why you can't listen and why listening to people is the most dangerous thing ever. What you do with a person like that is you drift. You get right in behind their shoulders and you drift, but you get close enough that you can look over their shoulders and see what they're doing. You learn how to work your conversation so you can draw information out until you realize that the energy spent doing that keeps you away from what you're really trying to do. And then you cut them loose without thinking. I don't care how successful they are. It means nothing if it's not helping you. Because a person will absorb everything that you are and keep it pushing. Because if they're really trying to help you, they're going to say, let me show you this. Or they're going to say to you, if you get this, and this will happen. And you know how you know it'll be real solid information? You will hear others say the same thing. There's nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. It's just a matter of somebody decides they want to help you or not. Now, here's why you should hire a coach, hire a consultant, hire a counselor, or hire a therapist. If you hire a coach, they're going to show you how to do something. If you hire a consultant, they're going to consult. They're going to offer you advice. The coach is going to show you how to do it. A consultant is going to advise you on what to do. A counselor is going to help you heal something. And a therapist is going to help you fix. They're going to give you techniques and skills. They're going to help you fix what is wrong. But if you notice what I said about all four, they're going to serve you to help you be better in a particular way. So when you're paying, you can at least get some type of trust that what they're saying is helping. Now, you will know if it's not because you will see that things aren't changing and you can fire them. Remember, you can always fire your consultant. I have. You can always fire your coach. I have not yet. My coach is outstanding. Shout out to Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I have went through counseling. Love the counsel that I had back on Park Avenue years ago when I was in college. And my counselor was my therapist, so basically you're the same person. And yes, I've gone to therapy. And let me tell you something right now. If your consultant doesn't have a consultant, if your coach doesn't have a coach, if your counselor doesn't have a counselor, and if your therapist doesn't believe in therapy, cut them loose. So the point that I wanted to get to tonight, what I wanted to share with you tonight, is that be careful who's pouring into you. There's a scripture, I believe it's 1 Corinthians 15:33. And if I'm wrong, we're my Bible scholars, please correct me. And again, while I'm thinking about this, thank you for tuning in to For Gigolo to Jesus. I am your host, Keith K.L. Belvin. Thank you for tuning in and watching me. I'll be on 2 to 3 times a week, just having a conversation, just to give you reason to, if you find something, if I hit on something and you need to talk to me, I'm here for private counseling. That's what I do, but I want to be able to share myself with you. Also, I just want to say thank you to all of you that are watching on the different platforms that you're watching. Sorry about the earlier snafu. Um, I'm just not even gonna go that route. I'm just gonna use my phone and we'll go from there. Okay. So I wanna explain something to you. Is that I lost my train of thought just that quick. See, this happens when you get old. But I wanted to share this as I get ready to bring this to a close too. Is that 1533? I'm back on point. I got it back. Corinthians 15:33 says, depending on which version of the Bible that you're reading, it'll say bad company affects good character, or bad communication affects good manners. And it just simply means if you stay around the wrong people and are receiving the wrong information, you will do bad things. So again, it basically means if you sit around listening to a bunch of people who are pouring into you negativity, you will eventually do negative things. And it's so simple but so powerful. And often I rock by myself because I don't trust what a lot of people say. Because your actions should be speaking so loudly that part of it I see before I even get to you. Because if I see it before I get to you, then my questions to you change. And then I can start to trust what you say, because if what you say aligns with what I see, now at least I can put some of the heat on me if I don't get it done. My coach has given me information to run with. If I don't run with it, then it's on me. It's not on my coach. And that's exactly the case. He has given me some outstanding things to do, and I'm doing them. And the hardest part for me is being patient as I plant the seeds, because I got to wait for the growth. But I can trust what he's saying, not because I'm paying him, because I'm watching him do it for himself. He is living what he's saying. So I'm challenging you who's watching this, and if you're watching this on replay again, just put replay in. Are the people around you living what they're saying? Are you living what you're saying? Or are we fronting for the gram? Are we here on the book, stunting for the book, putting the great sexy pictures on the book, but we ain't waking up that way. We putting sexy pictures from 20 years ago. You're talking about relationships you're not in. You're telling other people how to spend their money. You're telling other people about cryptocurrency that you don't have. You're telling other people about books you didn't write. You're telling other people how to lose weight, and you don't have any background in that. Now, I didn't say you haven't lost weight, and I'm going to tell you why. Because a person hasn't lost weight doesn't mean that they don't have the knowledge. They may be struggling with other areas themselves, but at least they should be able to explain that, and their information should line up with what other people are saying. Okay, there we go, Pamela. I knew somebody would check that scripture for me. See, that's why that fivefold ministry, I'm a real teacher. If I'm giving out here fraudulent information, the saints will check me. Thank you. Amen. Do not deceive. Evil company corrects good habits. There we go. And there's every version of the Bible has a version of that. And I would say go to Bible Gateway and just look at all the different versions and how that comes out. I love them all because they all say the same thing. You hang out with evil folks and get evil information, you become evil, basically. But thank you so much. Pamela, what version of the Bible was that? Was that the King James version that you looked at? I like that. Do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But I want you to really understand that. And I want you to be comfortable enough with calling people out on their foolishness. Don't let somebody pull you down into a hole and bury you because it makes them feel good. Don't get caught up in somebody sharing all this information and they ain't doing nothing with it. Don't let somebody tell you how they did X, Y, and Z and they've done nothing. Changed no lives. Nobody's writing that this person helped change my life. I tell people all the time, go to my website, and there's some people that have told you what I do. I have receipts. 22 years in the New York City school system, 5 published books, 6 anthologies that I've been a part of. And I have a plethora of clients that I work with right now whose lives I'm trying to change. I come with receipts, and I'm not even close to where I want to be. I just had a conversation with my man over in Italy. Shout out to Brian Groves, super coach. of slow lane coaching. And he said, Keith, I want you to create a ta-da list. And I said, ta-da list? What is that? He said, ta-da. I was like, come on, really? He said, no, I want you to create a celebration list. And I said, a celebration list? And I said, why? He said, Keith, sometimes you got to celebrate what you've done because you don't give yourself enough credit. And you know why I trust what he says? Not only because he's been rocking with me since 2015, because he's an honest and giving person, and his words come with weight because he is who his words reflect him to be. When my coach, shout out to Glenn P. Brooks Jr., says, Keith, you've been with me long enough now, I want to see you do this. You know why I rock with that? Because his words have receipts. I got the book sitting right here next to me, a notebook full of information given to me, not just because I pay him, because he's good at what he does. I'm a bowler. Do you know how many bowlers I've been around who talk a whole lot of trash and have never done any of the things that they're talking about? That doesn't move me. So whoever's watching this, and I don't know who needed to hear this tonight, who do you have around you? Who do you have around you that is talking, but what they're actually talking in your life is death? Now, when I say death, death of social, death of financial, death, physical death, whatever. Death comes in many forms. And now my second question to you is, why are you letting that rock? Why do you have people in your life who are not breathing life into you? Do you know what that life is supposed to look like? Do you know? Do you understand? Now, I'm not a Lakers fan, bro. When I get on camera, I'm wearing my clothing. When I get on, I'm not wearing no Lakers what's name. When I get on, my logo shows. The Lakers make billions of dollars. I'm not wearing the Lakers stuff unless they pay me. LeBron ain't giving me no money. That's my book cover back there. I published that. And a bunch of other books. Forget the Lakers. I just happen to have multiple colored shirts, and purple is part of my company's logo. As you see right here, there's purple here. There's purple up on that wall. As you see back there, there's the publishing company logo, the consultant. Lakers fans. Oh, I was asking, answering a question? Okay, just check it. What about Lakers fans? I didn't get that. What about the Lakers fans? Fill me in. Oh, I got you. No, listen, bro. I'm not offended. I'm just responding. What about the Lakers fans? Because here's the thing with everybody is that some of the closest people to you, I'm sorry to say, will be the most devastating to you. Some of the closest people to you. Now, let me get a little biblical on you. Remember Joseph and the Technicolor raincoat, the special raincoat that his dad got him? His brothers faked his death and sold him into slavery because they didn't like the gifts that God gave him, the gift of vision, the gift of dreams. New King James Version. Thank you, Pamela. Appreciate that. Imagine that you're celebrating a gift that God has given you to be able to decipher dreams. And you just simply tell somebody what your dream is. That, I'm sorry, but in my dream, all of y'all are bowing at my feet. Now, he didn't say that was going to happen, but here's what I got from that. To that point, his dreams probably did come true, and I think that they did, that the brothers were like, us kneel at your feet? Okay. And what did jealousy cause them to do? Fake his death. Come back to their father and say, hey, our younger brother is dead. And sold him into bondage. You know how much hate you have to fake someone's death, your own brother, and then come back to your own father, and everybody's in on the lie except for your parents, and you're okay with that lie? Why? Simply because I was exercising the gifts that God has given me? That's why you got to be careful of what people say to you. You got to be careful of the people in your circle. He then goes off to a foreign country and is jailed for 17 years because he wouldn't have sex with the king's wife, and she lied and said that he raped her. So now not only is he a slave in a foreign country, he's in jail for 17 years for a crime he did not commit. All based on the words of other people. So I don't know who needed to hear this tonight. And I don't know who's watching this right now who, when you're looking around your circles, you're starting to realize that maybe there's some people that shouldn't be there. And if you're not sure how to curve them away, reach out to me. Reach out to me. Say, hey, Keith, man, can we set up a time to talk? Because I'm not sure what to do. Okay, that's what I'm here for. When I say I'm a crisis specialist, that's what I do. I figure things out. And I've written books. Read my book, From Gigolo to Jesus. My book, Our Bond is Our Gift, where I actually tell you how to deal with certain relationships. Lukewarm Saint, outstanding Christian fiction, but it gives you some drama and trials and tribulations. Again, gives you something to think about. That's how I write. Whether I'm writing fiction or nonfiction, I'm going to give you something to think about, because here's what I've learned a long time ago. Words have power. And when you master the words, you can master people. It's called charismatic leadership. And as much as we hate Donald Trump, in his idiotic way, he's charismatic because he's so rude, so ignorant, so disrespectful. It resonates with certain people. His words have power. We've seen the same thing with King, Dr. King. We've seen the same thing with Brother Malcolm X. Words have power. So be careful who you're listening to, guys. I'm going to get ready to sign off. Brother Flex, we good, brother. You know that always. No disrespect ever. And I want to say to Pamela and to Kim, thank you so much for tuning in. And anybody else who's watching, remember that you should have liked this, shared this, and tagged at least 3 people that you know need to see this. And then you can tell them, reach out to this brother, set up a session to talk to this brother, purchase one of this brother's books, because what you will learn in purchasing my books, you will see that what I'm saying to you is extended into my books. I am who I am in my books. I am who I am when I'm on this. And I am who I am when you meet me in public. Because I understand that being real requires work. It is super easy to be fake these days. And there's some people in your circle right now. There's some people in your circle right now who are rooting secretly for you to fail. And they will slowly poison you with these words to see you fail. They will support some of the dumbest ideas on the planet instead of telling you, don't do that. Even when they know it, because they want to see you fail. Thank you, Pamela. I appreciate you. They want to see you fail. And I know some of us go, nah, not my girl. Nah, not my dude. Not my mom. Not my dad. Not my husband. Not my frat brothers. Not my bowling friends. Trust me. You have some people that are sitting right next to you, hoping that you choke on the next bite you take. And the reason why is because they're unhappy with themselves, or they want what you want, or they want your ability. They want your vision. They want your dreams because they don't have any. Or they just can't figure out how you do what you do. So it'd be better to destroy you so nobody else get it. And don't think we have not seen this. And as I get ready to close, I want to give you this. Have we not watched children have 100 toys and literally will try to hold every toy so no other child gets to play? What do you think happens to that child when they grow up? Who does that child become? Now, don't tell me that you haven't seen it. Don't tell me that when your mom said your cousins are coming over, you start hiding the good toys. Or you run downstairs and take certain things out of the refrigerator, certain things out of the cabinet and hide it because you don't want your cousins to have it. Don't act like I have it. Don't act like I'm the only one that's seen this. What happens when you grow up and don't lose that behavior? What's your conversation like? Don't act like you haven't been in somebody's house and you can see that they don't want you there. But yet everything out their mouth is, hey, how are you doing? Everything good? You want something to drink? And they're praying that you say no. You want to stay to eat? And they're praying that you say no. Don't act like I'm the only one that's seen this. Put a 1 in the chat room if you've seen it before I go. Put a 1 in the chat room if you've either done this or seen this or heard this. Put a 1 in the chat room before I go. Somebody give me a 1 before I jump off here. What happens to those children, those individuals when they grow up? who do they hurt when they get older? So be careful of who you listen to. All right, guys, listen. There's the one. Thank you, Kim. I was getting a little nervous. Okay, there we go. I was like, wait a minute. I know. I was like, hey, Pamela. I was like, hey, did my folks leave? Thank you. You two ones just made my night. We all have, Pamela. And sometimes we have been that person. But again, I don't know who needed to hear this tonight. If you are that person, you can change that. I'm here to help. If you've been hurt by that person, reach out. I'm here to help as well. Tonight is Tuesday. I'll probably be back on Thursday or Friday night. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about. I'll post about it. Make sure you like this, share this, tag 3 people, and I want you to save this if you want to come back to hear my voice. I am Keith K.L. Belvin, crisis specialist, award-winning author, educator, and a man who cares about other people because that is what God would have me do. My words come from the Lord, and they're a double-edged sword. They cut me long before they cut somebody else. And if I am out here leading people in the wrong direction, God will have his way with me. Thank you for sharing, Pamela. I saw it. If I am out here misrepresenting the man of God that I am, God will deal with me long before he deals with the person that I tried to hurt. Words are a double-edged sword. They cut the user long before they cut the person who hears them. You may not see it, but God does. And a person will pay. So I don't know who needed to hear that tonight, but I appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you for tuning back in with me. I'll see you Thursday or Friday night. Good night, guys. Take care.